guys, my name is Jennifer and welcome back to my channel. Super excited to be doing a full face of makeup for you today with products from Black-owned brands. Some of these products are brand new, like I just unwrapped them yesterday. Some of these products I have had forever and I absolutely love them. And so I'm really excited to share these with you guys. I do have to admit that like in the past I have been I feel like I've been an ill-informed consumer in that I don't really think twice about who owns what brand, like what parent company owns what brand, and like where my money is going. I tend to like buy stuff because it's affordable, I like the colors or I like the formula. I don't really think too far past that. But I have been spending quite a bit of time recently just trying to self-educate and trying to really recognize my privilege and think about what I can be doing to help make society a better place, especially for my Black friends and their kids and their families in the society that is today, and what we can do to really change that. I know a lot of us feel like, oh, we're just one person, but I think collectively we do have a really big voice. And I do want to reiterate that here in my channel, on my Instagram, like in my very tiny corner of the internet, I do not support any discrimination whatsoever, regardless of the color of your skin, like where you were born, what gender you were born, what gender you are now, who you choose to love. Like discrimination of any kind is not okay. And I try really hard to make it a safe space here for everybody. So with that being said, let's jump into the makeup. So for foundation today, I'm gonna go ahead and mix these two colors from Juvia's Place. I feel like one of these colors, the 550 Martinique, is just a little bit too yellow, and then the 600 Cairo is just a little bit too pale for me. And so I do try to mix these two, but super full coverage, so a little bit goes a long way. You definitely don't want to use too much of this or it will start to get cakey very fast. I do love the packaging that it is in a tube. I do also want to mention that I own the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation. It is not my favorite formula because of how quickly it dries down and it doesn't sit totally well on my face, so that's why I'm choosing to use the Juvia's Place today because I like this one a lot better. I do find that this foundation does take a little bit more time to really fully blend out because it is so full coverage and so thick, but I do, if you use the right amount, it does give you quite a nice finish. So to contour my face, I'm going to go ahead and do the Fenty Beauty Freestyle Cream Bronzer. This is in the shade 03 or Macchiato. I love the warmth and also the coolness of these that she's released. It is a giant pan. This thing will literally last forever. And I like to just buff it out in my cheeks and on top of my forehead with just a little contour brush. I do also have her matchstick, and I like that one too. I'm just choosing to use this one today. I do like to take the time to really blend these out because this is super pigmented, and if you pick up too much on your brush all at one time, it will you'll just be super dark. For blush, I have never used this little Fenty cream blush before, but let's try it out. This one's in the shade Fuego Flush, which if I'm honest, kind of makes me a little bit nervous because of how orange it is. I feel like this is the most subtle blush for my skin tone. It kind of makes it blend in a little bit, so I don't totally love it, and it's a little bit shimmery. I don't know. I feel like maybe it just isn't showing up very well on my skin tone now because of the color that I am. I do get like significantly tanner in the summer and then like a lot lighter in the winter. So I figured if it doesn't work now, it will at least work sometime later. But I might have to go back with a little bit of other blush here later. We will just see how it goes. So for brows, I have two different brow products to share with you guys. The first one is from Mented Cosmetics. This one is your traditional sort of micro brow pencil that is retractable. It has a little spoolie at the end as well. The second one here is this Be Elegant eyebrow pencil, and it also has a spoolie, but this is the sort of chiseled, thicker brow product. For today, because I am more used to working with sort of like the micro pencils, I do have more of those and I use these more frequently. I'm going to go ahead with the Mented Cosmetics one. This is the Brow or Later, and I am in the shade, I don't remember what my shade is. I will list it in the description box. I do like the consistency of this pencil quite a bit. It is the perfect medium between like too soft and waxy or too hard. And it blends absolutely beautifully and is super easy to use. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the Color Drain Vivid Pigments palette. Now, if you've been on my channel, you will know that I absolutely love this palette. It is, in my opinion, the best matte, like rainbow colorful palette there is out there. Hands down, cannot beat it. Every color in here blends beautifully, super pigmented. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about this palette. Every time I bust out this palette, I feel like I'm just gonna do like an absolutely crazy look because of how excited I get about these colors. Next, I'm going to be doing like a little rounded cut crease, and I'm going to be using the Juvia's concealer in the shade 23, which is, I believe, one of their like lightest shades. I purposely picked this one up to be quite light, knowing that I like to highlight my under eye area sometimes and I like to do a cut crease sometimes, and I try to keep the colors pretty light so that whatever I put on top of it does really pop. I'm going back into that Color Drain palette and I'm just gonna go ahead and take a lighter green and pack this on. I think I'm gonna outline this portion so I'm not too worried about like the cleanliness of where the green meets the blue. Next, I'm going to take this Be Elegant neon liner. So many brands have these little liners now, and I feel like it used to just be like one brand, and now it's a ton of different brands have these water activated liners. They honestly probably get them all from the same place, so you might as well buy from a black owned brand. This is in the shade Hazardous, and it is a bright orange. I'm going to be using this to attempt to carefully outline the green I just put on the cut crease and also give myself a wing. So you probably won't be able to see this because you're not like right up in my face, but I am getting a little bit of cracking with this liner, and that is completely user error. Like, I know with this formula, sometimes depending on the amount of water I add in it, I get more cracking than others, and so I'm just trying to still figure out what the best amount of water is. Okay, now that that is relatively on, I'm still waiting for it to like dry and decide if it wants to keep cracking or not. I have this green glitter lip topper from Be Elegant Cosmetics, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tap a little bit of this right over the green cut crease because it's already very extra, but there's always room for a little bit more extra. I quite like that actually. That was super easy to apply with a brush. I just didn't want to like contaminate the wand. My eyelids are very creasy, so I'm just gonna like close my eyes for a second and wait for that to all set and dry down a little bit. I did also pop on some lashes quick just now, but I realized that I don't actually own black owned brand lashes. Anyway, I am now going to smoke out the bottom lash line with the blue and the green that I had used on the top. I'm going to go ahead and set my face just real quick with this little sample of the Fenty powder that I have. This is her Butter shade, I think, the Pro Filter setting powder. I just feel like I'm getting a little bit too dewy, and I realized I never set this in the beginning. For highlight, I'm going to go ahead and use this brand new baked highlighter I got from Juvia's Place. I believe I got this on sale from her direct website, but I have a blush palette and I love it, and I have her eyeshadows and I love it. So I'll probably also love this highlighter. For lipstick today, I'm going to go ahead and use this creamy lipstick in the shade Peach Please from Mented Cosmetics. She does advertise it as a semi-matte lipstick, but I just find this to be so absolutely creamy. I have not used this particular color before this video, but I have used other ones, and oh my gosh, this formula is so good. Okay, so now that my lips are on, I do feel like I do need a little more color on the cheeks. So I'm going to go ahead and use this Saharan Blush 2 palette from Juvia's. And I'm going to go ahead and take the oranges shade there and just tap a little bit more on my cheeks just to give myself a little more color. So I do feel like that is much better, just a little more color on my cheeks there. And that concludes today's little tutorial black owned makeup product try on. I know this is like kind of a wild look, but I wanted to do this kind of look for a while, and I figured this was like a great day to try it because I had all of these fun things to play with. I really like how it turned out. Like I said, the orange liner is currently cracking. I have figured it out. It's like when I usually raise my eyebrows to do my eyeshadow looks, and then like when I let them down again, my eyelids do just like, I guess, sag and crease a little bit, and that's where the cracks are happening. But I don't think it's like super noticeable, and I actually really love how it turned out. I wasn't quite sure about the combination of colors. But I think for us, you know, it is just so easy to like go to Ulta, go to Sephora and buy makeup there. But the problem is like there aren't a ton of black owned brands at these big box stores. There are some, but not a ton. I just feel like if I'm going to be spending money on makeup, like another $20 on yet another lipstick, I can really like afford to do some research on where that money is going. So let me know if you have a favorite black owned makeup product that you absolutely love. I would love to discover more brands, more products. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little try on tutorial, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!